afternoon, and welcome to another episode of Try Bonsai. I am Bana, and as per usual, thank you so very, very much for watching. But I never said that before, but I mean it. Thank you for watching. Now, my friends, as you can see here on the side, or kind of like in the back of me, it's a forest type penjing. And this was an attempt at creating a forest type penjing from some material that I got as a gift, right? So let's go back a bit and see how we got to this particular point, and then we're gonna come forward and look at the planting in its entirety. Yeah. So thank you so very much, and let me just go. Yeah. Good morning and welcome to another episode of Try Bonsai. It's your boy Bana here again, and today I have a surprise for you. As you can see here, I have a forest planting in a circular pot. Now, I did not grow this from inception. This was a gift, and well, I'm real happy for the gift. I'm real happy. The species that you're seeing here is bloodwood, and these are some very old trees. I can't necessarily estimate, but I will try to get that information to let you know how old this planting is. So what we're going to do today, we're going to try to do it as quickly as possible because the weather looking a little bit bleak, like we're going to get some rain, is I'm going to take this out of this circular pot and put it into this pot. This nice shallow fiberglass bonsai pot. So, well, you seen it? Alright, so let me get to it. So my friends, as I hold the camera in hand, let me kind of zoom in to show you at least the base of the planting, and then we will go up to the top so that you could get a better view. And I had to say I'm really very thankful for this, and I am really very happy about how it looks in its natural state. This has not had any kind of intervention from any human intervention. It was a series of small plants that were put into a circular pot and left and forgotten. And they grew. As you can see, we have this lead, this main trunk here, who has another coming up from him here. And we have several little plantings varying in sizes coming out of this planting here. Now, let me see if I can get a black background. Hold on. Alright, my friends. So, I'm using the water tank because the tank black. And I'm coming in to show you. So there are a few trees here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, probably 13 trees in this planting. And as you can see, they're sprawling all over. And they're doing quite well. Some cuts were made, right? As an example, some cuts were made, and from those cuts, we got new growth. Look at another cut here and all over the place. Several cuts were made. So, my friends, today what we're going to do quickly and as effectively and as efficiently as possible, we're going to take this out of this spot and we're going to put it into that new bonsai pot. We're going to have to do some root work, and then we are going to have to do some, well, I'm going to have to do some directional pruning to this planting. Now, I don't know if I'm going to keep it in the same exact style or if I'm going to separate them a bit. As we're doing the job, the decisions will be made. All right? So, let's get to it. So, my friends, I'm experimenting with a new camera angle. The plant is directly in front of you. I am behind the plant, and let's see how this works out. Hope I don't have to shoot over a whole new video because it would be... Oh, anyways, so let's take this out of this pot. Now, this is a clay pot, so obviously it doesn't have the flex of a plastic. So I'm going to have to get my tools and get to work in getting this out. Now, my friends, I am intending to make some changes in 2024. So one of the changes, or one of the additions, is that I have purchased a pair of Bluetooth microphones. One. I have also started to create an Excel spreadsheet to catalog the different species of trees that I have, their potential ages, capturing the age that it has been in my possession, and the possible age of the plant from whence it started. I have also going to try to set up a schedule so that I could be a little bit more regimented or a little bit more regular with my postings, although it takes a lot of work to actually do a video, edit it, post it up. Not to mention that I am a family man first and foremost, and then I have a job which takes a lot from me, takes a lot of time, you know. So it's to work my way around all of these things. And one of the things that, you know, I would love to hear your input in that. For those of you bonsai artists or enthusiasts that doing this art form and have jobs and families and whatnot, how do you balance your stuff? Now, a lot of you may not necessarily be posting videos like me or like other artists, but you know, how do you schedule your things? What do you do? How do you schedule and what do you do? What do you use as a means of scheduling? Well, this thing is easy to take out, you know, this thing, I feel this thing root bound, you know. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to try to take this out and I'm going to come back when I got this out. Alright? So, I will see you shortly. Okay, my friends. So, what I had to do was tilt it to the side because I was contemplating breaking the pot actually. So what I had to do was tilt it to the side and wiggle it out. Now, I could not be repotting this a minute too soon because this dirt actually smells rancid.
It's smelling rank, it stink. And as you can see, it is good and well root bound. So with that, I'm going to take some time and start to detangle this as best as I can. I'm not going to, you'll see snippets of it, but I'm not necessarily going to bore you with it. You know, we're going to utilize the technique, raking, using the root rake, raking outward, so that we don't damage the roots too much. And I'm going to try to see how best I can get a lot of this dirt out so that I could give it a nice, good, fresh lease on life. All right, so I'll be back. I shall be back. Now, friends, I'm going to take the opportunity to say I realize that I am missing a couple tools. One is a saw to saw the roots. Well, you hear me in my last video talk about loppers. I need to get a loppers. And eventually I may have to get a sawzall. No, a sawzall may be for big items. And I am not necessarily going down the big item road, because my entrance and what I want to sustain throughout my bonsai journey is more or less around the shohin type situation. Might be a little bit larger than shohin, but not large bonsai. Why I talk about the saw, this root ball is so tight. This root ball tighter than tight. And I don't have a saw to saw this, so I have to do the old fashioned thing and rake this out. So I'm going to be here for a bit. Right, so only bear with me. I'll be back shortly. Right? When without, look what way I have. Okay, so now I could go back to the root rake and see if that helps any. Folks, says, I don't know which was. I don't know if digging out a plant was or physically cutting off a root ball was. I just had to make another cut again. So that is 3, 1, 2, 3 pieces of root ball that I had to take off. So I'm going at this again. Let's see if I make any more progress. This is excitement, yes. All right.
So that part of baby coming again, that was a warm up. And then they went up the point, they mash up the joint, the lick up was non-stop. Respect now is what we want. They can't take me like again. We ain't taking no prisoners, so sorry.
So friends, I ain't separate all these fellas, yet I'm still fighting up to separate them. And I just offering it up, you know, measuring it in the pot to see what it would look like. And there's I was contemplating if I should continue trying to separate or if I should leave it clumped together like this. Although this is not such a bad style, you know, I think I want to separate them a little, you know, have clumps in this penjing. So I'm going to continue trying to separate these clumps. So I have this clump here and I have this here, and I want to separate this here. And I'm wondering if I should just cut down the root ball here. I don't know. And I have nobody to ask a question right now, so I'll have to make that decision on my own. You know, this is part of the thing, you know. Some of the joys, some of the sorrows. and the decisions that need to be made. So let me get back to this and see if I can separate this section from this section easily without too much root loss. And we go see where's the happenings, right? So we're going again.
When you see we come down, tell us war declaring the tongue. It's dust in the face. It will be dust in the face. Guns will be blasting for sure in this musical war. It's dust in the face. I tell you, dust in the face. I'm telling you, we're looking for fight. It's trouble tonight. We're feeling alright. There's a Pangman war. Yes, the brother. We come out for war. The settle our score. The tenor sawed off, so it's booyaka, booyaka. Hey, mama, dust.
All right, friends. So I separated the trees. I'm sticking them in some water to keep them roots hydrated. Now, to be honest, this is a very big job for me, another very big task that I am undertaking, and I don't know if this is going to be a very costly mistake in how I separated the trees, or if this is going to be a great success. Either way, we go see what happening. So what I will do is I will mix a bit of sphagnum moss into the dirt, because based on other YouTubers, it helps with roots. It helps with roots. It helps plants to recover and shoot new roots. And a couple of these fellas, especially the smaller ones, they don't have very many roots on them. So I'm going to mix up some dirt. I have some dirt mixed already, but I'm going to mix some sphagnum moss into it. Drop a base layer of soil, and then start to place my trees on them. How I think I want them to look. You know, I am not going to take any of them as a standalone. They're all going back into a forest planting or forest penjing, and we're going from there. Yeah? So let me get our soil and let me get this thing going. Okay, friends, so after all of that work, I dismantle it and I'm starting over again, because when I looked at the composition, I didn't like how it was looking. So I'll go in again. Oh my word, now the breeze. Oh Lord, Oh, what are you doing wrong, boy? What are you doing wrong? You're doing something wrong. Let me reassess again.
All right, so we're back to present time. Now, folks, I am good with this. I am happy with this. But I did ask my friend Errol for his opinion on how this planting looks, and his one critique was that these on this side were leaning a bit much, which could possibly be distracting, and I see his point quite clearly. I do see his point. But at the time of putting this together, this was the vision that I had. This is what I saw. And to a lot of people's points, Nigel and others, you know, you make these plantings to suit your vision, your style, what you want, what you see. in your bodies of work, your particular artistry. And this is what I saw at the time. And I am quite comfortable with it, you know. So we have 13 plants or 13 trees in this planting, and some of them are clumped. They came clumped because when I removed them from the original pot, they were clumped, and as you could see, as you would have seen, it took a lot to get them to this stage, to take them apart, because the pot had absolutely no soil, only roots. Only roots. Now, these are already established because I did this planting before Christmas. So a few weeks would have passed, and as you could see, there is new growth all over, and I just bounced it in. There is new growth all about here. And I put this thing high where I can reach. Yes. Anyways, there is growth, and the planting is doing quite well, you know. Well, here, apart from that, when I remove this rock, you can see those are roots, nice new fresh roots. So I believe that this particular species is quite vigorous and a very strong species. It takes well to root pruning. It took quite well to the root pruning, and it has taken well to the work that I would have had to do to get it to this stage. So this is a species I like. I like the small leaves. I like the look of it. And as if I were to draw a comparison, and let's do that, let's draw a comparison, because this is a much older set of trees. Let me show you, just for a comparison, let me bring one of the younger bloodwood trees that I have and show you the difference in bark and the texture. So hold on. So friends, remember these two bloodwood individual trees that I collected and did. And if you look at, let me get in a little bit closer. If you look at the bark and the texture of the bark, it is different, because these are younger trees. Somebody celebrating a birthday while you're hearing that. You know, it is very different. You know, and as what I'm realizing is that as they mature, it's going to get this not gnarly kind of a look, but it's going to have some character, some more character to it. Because this bark, as I come in closer, let's see if I could get this camera to focus a bit. Alright. As I come in closer, you're seeing the crackles along the bark. And what you're also seeing is that it backbuds on old wood. So this particular species is a very, very good species to work with. A really very nice species to work with. Now granted, I am in the Caribbean, and my climate may have something to do with how it grows, but that is neither here nor there, because based on your climate, you could adjust the suit and get the same results, you know. So, my friends, on that note, I'd like to say thank you so very, very much for joining me here on Try Bonsai. You know, if you have not subscribed, go ahead and subscribe, because we're doing some nice things and we're going from the ground up, you know. If you know anybody that is interested, you could share it. It's always good to share. Sharing is good. Share with your friends, share with your family, share. Even with people you don't like. It's alright. Share. And yeah. So, as I usually say, be good to yourself, be good to others. Let's continue doing positive things, and I'll go see you all soon. Alright. Take care. Bye.